Khorrar the remaining. You look out on a cold, sandy night. The stars glitter in the skies as you wipe blood and dirt from your old fur coat. You look down at an old, worn short sword in your hand as you carelessly toss it into the sand. You look out on the night sky and breathe in one of the first breaths of cold night air you've had in a while. For a moment, the world seems peaceful. The plains are quiet, and you feel as if you could sit here for a moment and rest before heading into Jagged Springs for the night. When out from your right, you hear a piercing gunshot ring out through the night and a woman scream as two more gunshots follow.
Yeah, he grabs his cloak. He doesn't necessarily wear a coat, but that's okay. I'll forgive you,
Yeah,
DM. But yeah, he like wraps. He stands up and like kind of draws his heavy cloak a little bit.
heading towards the noise, it's not too far away. The gunshots are loud, and even through the dark, you can see the crimson banner on the back of five men standing around in a circle around a wagon. Uh, you're
The
around
Crimson Gang.
you're around 50 feet away from them at the moment, and uh, you see as one holds a woman by her dress, pointing a shotgun into her chest, as the other three push and shove a man who is pleading with them. Please, my wife, you you can't kill her. Take me. I just let us leave. Let her leave at least. And the wife is hysterical at this point. She looks into the eyes of her uh, assailant, and tears stream down her face as she seems too choked up to speak. A man in the center whose face is covered in a thick crimson cloth stands there pacing around the broken carriage, kicking the bodies that lay there and tossing a coin pouch in his hand. He opens it, gives a grimace, and stares at the man. Some farmer you are, carrying 7 silver on you. For what is this, a week's work? Boys, they're hardly worth the brass in our guns. Don't even waste your time putting a bullet in this man's head.
Yeah, well, as Khorrar approaches him, I still like walking towards them, kind of getting closer.
Yeah, they haven't seemed to notice you at the moment. You're about 50 feet away at the moment. You're kind of able to use these dunes in the darkness as a bit of cover as you approach. You're a pretty you blend in pretty well with the sand too. You know how to move in this type of terrain. You've dealt with these people before. You're well aware this is the Crimson Gang. None of them particularly high-ranking members, but uh, ever since your accident, you've realized the Crimson Gang has definitely taken the opportunity to harass the nearby settlements.
Oh, I want to ask really quick. Should we like describe the character now, like what Khorrar looks like, or is that all going to be later? Because the vignettes come first, don't they?
Yeah, give me a bit.
Yeah.
What does Khorrar look like in the
Yeah,
moment?
we can cut that out if we need to.
Mhm.
So as Khorrar approaches, this 7.5 foot tall, very lanky bugbear monk who is only dressed with a heavy cloak who comes down, kind of a sash, more like a bandolier, with some daggers along it, a single spear on his back, and his bare furry chest to the wind, and only some bit of a fighting skirt and some cloth pants and foot wrappings as he kind of approaches towards them, seeing these members of the Crimson Gang that he detests so much. Um, would I be able to continue to get close to them, like stealthily? Yeah.
If you were to walk more than 50 feet closer to them, I'm gonna need a stealth roll from you.
Okay. I'll give you. Let's hope for something good. Ooh, a 19 plus 6.
Yeah, you're good.
So
You you managed to basically crawl your way up these dirt hills and this mix of sand, gravel, and coarse, really unhospitable dirt. Uh, you feel it in your fingers and getting under your fingernails, but you're plenty used to the uh, dirt and the sand of this area, so it's no issue to you as you creep ever closer.
Yes, I imagine the bugbear sneakiness as he comes upon them. So you said there's one holding a gun to this woman, and then three more.
Transferring to combat.
He
Should I
holds a double barrel shotgun. It's pressed into the chest of this woman as she's basically kneeling on the ground, just in tears, absolute hysteria. She can't even form the words to beg for her life as he presses this cold steel just straight into her chest. And then this man here is being held by the scruff of his neck. As again, he just pleads, please, take my silver, take anything, take my life. Just let her return. She won't tell anyone, not a soul. We don't care about her telling a soul, partner. We have our plans. The Crimson Gang could use a barmaid to tend to us.
Khorrar's gonna be approaching probably this guy at the bottom here. How close do you think I can get to him with this stealth roll?
You can get 10 feet closer from where you are. Forget to give me another
Okay.
one.
So we'd go 5, 10.
Give
Okay.
me a perception check.
Not passive. You want like an active one?
Yeah, give me an active perception check.
That's gonna be a 17.
Keep moving however you like.
Okay. I think 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I'm only 30 feet away from the guy. I have a movement speed of 45. So I'm thinking Core is gonna. Let me check the distance from. I want to try and free this woman, or he wants to try and free this woman. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. So I could reach the man and just get a surprise attack on him. Do you think I could do that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So yeah, he's gonna move low to the ground, with that bugbear natural ability to stealth, and he's just gonna swoop onto this man here and try and catch him off guard.
Yeah, as you leap into action and spring forward, you see as this guy here on the road, this guy near this dead horse, was a little more aware than the rest of the guys. He seemed to be a lookout of sorts. And Khorrar, in his rush to get to this woman, you don't notice as a hatchet flies in from your head. You close your eyes and brace your shoulder as you prepare for the cold steel to sink into your shoulder, but instead of cold steel entering your shoulder, this inky black tendril, almost hot, erupts from your back and catches the steel axe by its head. In your mind, you hear, "Don't be too hasty, Khorrar. You have killing to do." And the tendril will wrap around your shoulder and seemingly offer you this hatchet. Now, let's cut some heads.
Khorrar is unsure how to react on that, but he's seeing that his time is, to get to this man quickly is running low, so he needs to just kind of go with it for a moment to still get
This
the
man
jump
who
on
threw
this
the
man.
hatchet is just stunned. Your eyes will dart over to him as Khorrar is seemingly taken aback by this entire scene. And this man's jaw is like on the floor as he sees this spindly mass of tendrils reach out, grab his hatchet, and hand it to you like a friend from your shoulder. And the wood touches your hand, and it's still warm from this guy's hand, and you feel prepared.
Did this, whatever this was, did it speak into my mind?
Spoke into your mind, yeah, telepathically.
So as Core is about strike this guy, he's gonna ask into his mind, trying to reach back What are you?
We are old friends. Of course, you know me. We fought once, or if you could call it once, maybe we're fighting still, but I feel we have better interests in mind. After all, I'm the reason you're alive.
Or, hears this voice, thinks about the moment where, a powerful creature that he dueled in his home village as it burned down around him, or in his home city, I should say, as he failed to protect everything. And he thinks he knows what this is. He feels a bit of hatred in his heart that such a foul creature has something to do with his survival. But again, he does not have a moment to consider this, and he's gonna try and get this attack off onto this guy.
Okay. And you'll have surprise on all of these guys besides this dude who threw the hatchet.
Is this turn, to give away a little bit of my player knowledge, sorry audience, is this going to activate his...
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
Your ability will be activated.
Okay, perfect. So yeah. So I imagine
without cost of your own.
Okay, cool. So he goes to swing on this guy, and I imagine as he's getting within, 10 feet of it?
Yeah, I can just... Or would you like to describe it?
I think, I'll let you describe it in a moment, but I'll just say Khorrar just feels this instinct that he can reach him when he normally could not.
Yeah, Khorrar, you feel as just your natural instincts as a fighter. I'll move you back a touch.
Yeah.
And as you move here,
they probably come from. Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
You've been fighting for a long time. You're an older dude. You've been in your battles, and just something about either it's an animalistic nature or just your instinct tells you to swing. And you swing this hatchet outwards, and as you swing, your elbow locks, and you think for a second, I missed. What did I do? But as you continue your swing, these tendrils reach out from your fingertips and carry the hatchet towards your foe and slash it towards him. Roll to hit.
I guess, I'll roll to hit. Let's see, we've got a 13 plus 8. Will that hit?
That will hit.
Perfect.
As you drag this hatchet across this dude's chest.
That's going to deal 8 damage.
He is critical.
Critical?
As this huge gash just goes across his chest, and he looks down. You're 10 feet away from him, but he'll look down and look back up again as he's just profusely bleeding, and he spins around and aims his shotgun towards you, but most likely not in time to stop the other blow coming towards him.
He will not. Well, I guess we'll see if I hit, but I imagine he will. Is this still with advantage, or would this one not?
This is still with advantage, yes.
Still with advantage. Okay. I might need it. Oh, I rolled poorly. Does a 9 plus 8, so 17. Does a 17 hit?
Yes, the 17 will hit. As you cut through this guy's armor, it's pretty dark out, but it's light enough to see. These guys aren't really wearing anything besides thick cloth shirts, and their coats are pretty thick, probably enough to block lighter blows from the sides or their back if the blows aren't too hard, but certainly enough, not enough to stop a revolver round.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm going to deal 10 more damage to this guy as this second attack. I imagine, he brought the hatchet down. He's just going to bring it back up and just slice him again.
These tendrils whip back around and then cut this guy, up to his chin. And he stands there and drops the shotgun. He'll look up and down as this gash runs up his body and just kind of stumble for a second and face plant forward as he falls to the ground dead.
And Khorrar, upon this kill, as he's been trained to do during his time with the Order of the Drifting Sands, he kind of breathes the life force in from this creature, or from this man, as he kills him. And I believe, is it 10? I should get 10 Oh, 11. I get 11 temp HP off that. Boom. So he breathes in and kind of steals himself. And then I'm gonna use. Is that a reaction or a free action? Do you know? Oh, that's just a free action. Yeah, touch
I
of
think
death.
that just happens. Yeah.
Yeah, I love Way of the Long Death. All right, and he's gonna activate. I'm gonna use a focus point and do a flurry of blows. So I'll do the first attack. So this guy's dead, right?
Yes, he's dead.
Okay. So as Khorrar kills this guy and steals himself, he's gonna turn, and he's just gonna look at the rest of them and say, "You should run." And then I'm gonna activate the flurry of blows for this guy next to me here, kind of at the bottom of the cart. Is this with advantage on this guy? Is the whole thing surprise round?
Not on this guy.
Not on this guy. Okay. But I'm assuming a 17 plus 8 will hit.
Yes, that will hit him.
So he's gonna deal 10 damage with this first flurry of blows on this guy. I'm assuming he's still up.
He's still up. Yeah, he's looking fine.
Okay. All right, I'll swing another one on him.
This guy looks significantly tougher. As you hit him across the jaw, he takes the blow pretty solidly, and he'll spit out a tooth and look at you with this nasty grin, his teeth all stained with tobacco, and he'll look you up and down and he'll say, "Haven't seen your kind in a while. I feel we've done a good job exterminating the vermin around here."
Well, I'll go to hit him again. 18 to hit.
That'll hit.
Okay. I'm gonna add a stunning strike onto this one. I do 12 more damage to him.
Again, you lay another punch like right in this guy's chest. He coughs a little bit as you kind of wind him, but again, he just gives you this toothy smile. "I'm gonna have to try harder than that." Grunt guys are gonna go first, and then it's gonna be this leader, and then you. This guy will point his shotgun, and this woman's still kneeling down. He aims it right over her head and fires around a buckshot straight at your head. And that's gonna be a nat 1. So he is going to misfire. You see as he aims his shotgun and pulls the trigger, and this click goes off, and he looks down at the shotgun and, "Son of a bitch," and he'll crack the shotgun over his knee, and you see as he's fucking with like removing this shell from one of the barrels of the shotgun, like trying to scoop it out with his fingers almost. That will be his turn. This guy, he's at the moment he's holding this guy by the scruff of his neck, and he's gonna draw a revolver and hold this guy right at his chest and aim this revolver over him and try to shoot you. 17 to hit.
Oh, meets it, beats it. Okay.
All right. So he's going to fire the shot, and it hits you pretty square in the shoulder as this hot metal dings max damage. It's going to be 15 piercing damage.
I'll spend a focus point, and I'll take off. It's 1d10 plus 10. I took off 11 damage of that shot.
This guy is going to, the guy to the left of him is going to fire at you with his shotgun, and that's going to be a miss as he aims. He's kind of trying to avoid his boss, and he fires this round of buckshot, and it just barely misses you, and you see the sand explode next to your feet. This guy will look around. "Do I have to do everything my goddamn self?" And he'll draw this rusty, nasty blade from his scabbard. That first hit is going to be a 18.
Tough. Okay.
He's going to do 5 slashing damage to you, and then he'll swing at you again, and that's going to be a nat 1. So he swings at you with this blade, and you notice there's a bit of rust flies off this thing, and kind of the splinters of it hit him right in the face. And as he goes down for another one, it's like one of them got in his eye, and he swings back down, and you're just able to backstep it completely.
My turn. 22 will hit.
That will hit him, yes.
12 plus 6 is 18 damage.
Yeah, you land this huge blow right into this guy, and the last couple he was able to take, but this next one just rocks him, and you notice his blood starts pooling on his on the plaid shirt that he wears, and he looks down, and you see a bit of fear in his eyes as he looks towards you.
Yeah, so Khorrar will just kind of, he hit him with that first attack, and he's just going to use his other hand and kind of try and punch him again. Will a 16 hit?
16 will hit.
Perfect. I was like cutting it close on this one.
Okay, these guys don't wear too good of gear.
Yeah.
They seem just like you're running
All
with a
right,
bandit.
and that will be 10 more damage.
Yeah, and you throw this second blow just again square into his gut. He doubles over at this point and coughs up this big old chunk of blood, and he'll look at you and he'll say, "Why is this even worth your time?"
You shouldn't have struck in my south.
12 will not hit him. You throw this first punch, and he's pretty stunned and winded, but your taunt kind of distracts you for a second, and he's able to barely like step out of the way of it, even as the tendrils lash towards him and try to hit him.
My next attack was a 19 to hit, so I believe
That'll
that
hit.
should. I'm gonna deal 16 more damage to him.
Yeah, you throw a second punch into this guy, and you see as the tendrils come out and almost spiral in front of your fist and just drive this spike right into this guy, and he'll look down at your hands about 2 feet away from him still as these tendrils have pierced his body, and he'll look down and he'll, who the fuck are you?
Khorrar will just kind of just look at him, and I'm assuming, was that enough to kill him?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
slumps down on this blade, and blood drips out of his mouth as he eagle rolls down, and the tendrils relinquish themselves, and he falls down to the sand.
Yeah, Khorrar just like looks at him and looks at the others, and once again kind of breathes in this guy's life force. I'm gonna replenish my temporary HP and get 11 more from his death. Tenses himself, and he just looks over at the next guy and just kind of like glares at him, letting him know, the guy over on the other side of the wagon, that he's next.
You gotta, oh yeah, that was your second Fury Blows.
Yeah, that's the end of my turn.
This guy, he's still fucking with his shotgun. He looks at you, and his eyes are like darting back and forth. He's trying to keep his gaze on you, and he's fucking with it, and he's just like, fuck it at this point. He chucks it to the ground, and he'll grab the woman, and he ends up pointing this revolver square at her head. You sack of shit. If you take one more step closer, I swear to God, I'll blow her head out. And that'll be his turn. This guy is going to fire another round of buckshot at you. And that's going to be a 15 to hit.
Does not hit.
All right, yeah, you manage to
dodges out of the way.
this as he looks down at his shotgun, and he breaks it open, and he's hurriedly trying to grab 2 more shells from his bandolier. This guy will point his revolver at you. The guy who's holding the dude, fire another shot, and that's going to be another 15. So again,
Misses.
he fires this bullet at you, and it seems to hit you, but these tendrils are almost able to slap the bullet out of the way, or catch it and embrace it and just set it off to the side. As in your mind again, these are prey. They are dirt, scum under your boot. Slay them and embrace your potential, Khorrar.
You are scum under my boot.
We will see. I'm no longer under your boot, under your skin, more like. All right, and it's your turn.
Is this guy next to the woman, right? He
Yeah.
moved over. Yeah. Okay. Khorrar is gonna see that, and hearing what he said about one step closer, he's gonna like in a flash draw 2 of his daggers from just throw both of them at him, like around the. I'm assuming because he's like holding the woman like this, right?
Yeah, he's holding her, and like
Yeah,
he's significantly taller, this woman, so you can see his head.
Yes, he kind of flips around in a flash and throws them both to the left side of the woman towards them. I'll do 2 thrown daggers. The first will be a 19 to hit.
That'll hit.
So that'll
Yeah,
be.
as you throw this one, the tendrils are just significantly improving your strength. As you flick this dagger with your wrist almost is able to twist like a couple degrees further and snap even quicker, and like this flash of silver, and you fire this dagger at inhuman speeds.
Yeah. So this one will do damn, that's a lot of damage. 18 damage.
Yeah, you flick this dagger and square in this guy's fucking head, and he looks up for a second, looks at the hilt of the dagger sticking out of his head, and he just teeters back.
Teeters back. Oh, and I said I threw the other one at him. Damn it.
Yeah,
Will
and
you,
I mean, you're
will you allow
preempted.
me to redirect?
If you want to.
I will try not to speak like that in the future, especially
okay, yeah, you're
especially
fine.
for the audience. Yes, I'll do one at a time next time.
You're about to send this second dagger, and it almost escapes your fingers, but you notice this one basically sinks into his fucking skull, and the voice in your head says, "Don't waste your opportunity, Khorrar. Who knows the next time you'll get another throw." And you notice as your wrist almost instinctively, and by instincts, I mean it's like there's this another being within you as your wrist flicks to another one of the bandits.
Yeah, I
lets
mean,
loose a
Khorrar,
dagger.
I'm sure, is absolutely shocked by even like he's used to hitting hard, but he's hitting even harder right now. So he's almost pivoting right after he threw the first dagger. He's like, "Whoa! Like I didn't know I could throw it that
You're
hard."
moving quicker, you're hitting harder.
Yeah.
The strength
Yeah,
is
so
something
he'll
else.
as he's like, he's spun to throw that one. He'll kind of move. He'll like keep the motion going and throw the other one at the guy holding the man. Um, and I'll roll to hit him. That's gonna be a 17 plus 9. I think that should
That'll
hit.
hit as well.
I suspect that'll hit. And that's gonna deal 15 damage.
Yeah, and again, this guy is more off to the side of this guy. He's taken a bit of a step out to aim at you with his revolver. So you sink this one right into his chest, and he looks down at this dagger's. You really only see this kind of damage with firearms, but you've created this crater in this guy's chest. You can basically only see the tip of the hilt of your dagger sticking out of this guy, and he'll like for a split second he'll drop his gun and he'll reach his hand, and he's trying to pull this dagger out of his chest, but he gives it one tug and either tears an artery or slips something, and he just falls down.
Okay.
And this guy
And
to your left will look at you and he'll, "I got a family, man. I I
Khorrar
got
will
a
start.
kid at home."
Khorrar will break into a run towards him and will kind of like, just propel himself. And I'll do my bonus action unarmed strike just straight towards him.
Okay, roll to hit.
That'll be a 18 or oh, sorry, not an 18, a 15.
That'll hit.
Perfect. And that'll deal 10 damage.
All right. Yeah, so you lash out again and you hit this guy like right in his solar plexus, and you hear a crunch as you snap bones, and he'll look down and he's barely alive. His mouth is dripping blood. You can see his eyes have filled with blood, and he looks up at you and he says, "Please, mister, I gotta live to see another dawn. My wife, I know what I'm doing is a bad thing, but you gotta believe me. I got mouths to feed."
Is he taking a turn, or is that?
And he'll look at you and he'll say, "Please, just any humanity you can find in your heart, just spare me. I swear, you can take my gun. You can break my arm. I don't care. I just one more time. Like, I want to hold him."
You wouldn't have spared them. And Khorrar, does not see that.
He'll look up at you, and a bit of understanding crosses his mind, and he won't say anything, but he won't attack you.
Well, Khorrar will attack him. Does a 17 hit?
A 17 will hit. How do you want to kill this guy?
Yeah, so Khorrar had just punched him, and as he gets to it, and he's did he like fall to his knees?
He's
or anything,
basically
Spaggy?
leaning on your fist at this point, as you crunched into his solar plexus.
Khorrar he just brings his fist back and just brings it into his face with like lightning quick speed.
A fiercer fighter as ever, Khorrar. Maybe if you fought as well, you wouldn't have fell to me. And the man will look towards you, and he's holding his hands up, and he says, "Mister," and he'll pat his pockets, and at his belt he carries this dagger, and he tosses it to the ground. And I'll say, "Please, I got nothing. They took all my money. You can keep the silver if you want." And the woman, she'll glance up to you, and she's an older woman, and you notice as your face is bloodied and scarred, and this thick cloak that you wear kind of obscures your figure, but a hint of recognition flashes across her face. But you see she kind of wipes it from her mind and stays quiet.
Yeah, Khorrar will just look at these two people and just turn and start walking back into the desert.
And he'll look at you, and as you turn in the direction of Jagged Springs, you have bounties to turn in, you have money to collect, maybe a stiff drink to have before you tire in for the night. And he looks at you and he says, "Who are you? You're not one of them, are you? But you're not a man either, and I don't mean that because you're fur."
And what remains? And Khorrar just doesn't say anything else. He just leaves.
You eventually make your way to a familiar-looking stoop, the door of the Silver Eagle. Its door says, "Sorry, folks, closed for the night," but you know it's open. A faint candle flickers in the room as you stand at the doors of a all too familiar bar.
Yeah, I guess Khorrar will kind of just, push the door open and enter.
Yeah, you push open the door, and Michael stands there, and he looks up at you with a solemn glance as he sees the blood all over your cloak, and he'll kind of just shake his head as he pulls a very clean glass for how dirty this bar is, and pulls an even cleaner bottle of a whiskey from the bar. He knows you don't really get drunk, but he likes to offer it anyway, and you recognize the bottle as a finer make, and Mike always likes to offer you something good. You're good for business, and you do bounties well, and you fill his pockets. So, but in the corner, you're pretty focused on Mike and what he's doing, but in the corner sits his feet on the table, a small glass of liquor in his hand. A young man, maybe 17 or 18 years old, with a fine revolver on his hip and dressed purely in white.
Who's that Pokemon?
Peacock, almost manner. This youth kind of strides over across the floor, kind of sidestepping the rabble and the drunkards passed out on the floor.
There's no. Oh yeah.
Just kind of tiptoeing over one of them, kind of goes, "Well, seems that legends never quite die, do they?"
Or just takes a long draw from the glass he was given.
"I thought you'd be taller."
Khorrar again just takes another Glassy seems to be actively ignoring you.
Now, my friend, I do have to ask. Back in your days of putting down the rabble rouse, I heard a story that you once went fisticuffs with a frost giant, came out on top, not so much as a scratch. I want to know if that's true.
I'm sure you've heard many stories. Kind of takes a longer draw.
Michael
Ah.
will speak up, and as he starts counting these silver pieces on the counter, uh, Khorrar, I'm sorry to bring this kid in, but he says he's a big fan of yours. I know you don't really like the company, but he did say he had a job for you. Pretty promising reward too. He said something around the realm of a cut of what was it now, kid? Uh,
Well,
you
for
said something along the
legend,
lines of 150 gold for each man who joins you.
I say that seems maybe that now that I see this legend in person, someone I thought long dead, perhaps we could bump it up to 175.
That's a small fortune right there, Khorrar. I
The man
you
you
wouldn't have to
seek is dead. I am not looking for gold. You're in the
you
wrong
wouldn't
place.
you wouldn't have to do grunt work for me anymore, Khorrar, for a couple of silver pieces a week.
How often do I leave the silver on the counter? I don't
Almost
do
every
it
night.
for the money.
Well, I think the kid might have a little more of a tempting proposition then. Go ahead, kid. The job sounded kind of interesting to me when you were describing it.
Thank you. Yes. Well, if you are who I think you are, and if you are at least half the man that I heard you to be, there's some trouble brewing for a small outcrop that I have friends in. And I am in the search of folks who are competent at their craft, and I ain't never heard of anyone more competent than you are. I need muscle. I need someone who can stand down an army all by his lonesome, not bat an eye, take 'em down one at a time without so much as a single weapon on him. That sound like someone you know?
Sounds like someone who's dead. Someone who failed.
Them's the two different folks. You saying two different things there, friend.
Listen, child. I'm
You
not going
call
to
me
say this
kid.
more than a few times if I need to. I am not the legend you're looking for. You need help. Why don't you go to the order? I'm sure you can hire someone for the rate you're offering me.
You mind if I cut through the bullshit for a second, partner?
He's just like staring daggers into you. Also, you're pretty small, Red. He's like towering over you.
Yeah, he is
Yeah.
fully.
yeah.
Yeah, so he is like 5'4" on a good day.
Yeah. Khorrar's 7'5". Yeah. So
He kind of tosses the hat down on the bar. Goes, look, there's some things going on. I'm sure you've noticed, and I don't want to hire some folks out just knowing they're walking to their death. It's a hard job. If I don't get the right kind of folk, it's gonna be suicide all around. At least that's what
Well,
I think.
sorry to interrupt you, kid, but remember you mentioning something about them. Whatchamacallits? They're not quite
Eldritch.
on damn things. I know you were talking about them, Khorrar.
He seems to he like looks down the bar away from them, a seeming like frustration quickly concealed, but there for a moment.
Oh, well, I wasn't gonna bring it up because not many folks have the stomach for that sort of thing. But yeah, there's some things that go creep in the night. Some story kind of stuff. Those tales you hear around a campfire late at night, in the middle of nowhere, when the darkness just seems equally oppressive as it is absolute. So, yeah, there's some funny things going on around. Some eldritch things. And if that interests you, or if a dead man wants to ride again, I got an offer for you. I told it to you.
What kind of eldritch problem are you talking about?
The kind that makes folks go missing.
I've been clearing them from the south.
Well,
I suppose if my hunt takes me elsewhere, then you seem like you know where I must go.
I got a good lead.
I join you on one path. Do not mistake it for something else, and do not mistake me for a legend long faded.
Well, then what should I call you if you are not the resolute?
They whisper that I am the remaining.
Nilmog, you have just finished a day at one of the theaters in the City of Wind. It was a fine show. Mirage wasn't in attendance this time, but you suspect it was a play that he'd already seen, uh, and so that he didn't really have any interest showing up. You walk through the streets of the City of Wind, looking around, trying to find at least something to do. Always dreading your day off. Uh, and as you walk through this city, describe your character.
Yeah, Nilmog is a pretty typical hobgoblin, although not dressed like one, just in skin and color and hair and whatnot. The longer hair of most hobgoblins as well goes to accompany that. He's a bit more lean than most hobgoblins. Hobgoblins tend to either be, very skinny to survive the desert better and have lower weight food impact ratio needs, or more built, kind of more of the soldier type. He's a very lean in between, where he probably still burns quite a few calories, but is not a big heaping chunk of meat or anything. That being said, the couple interesting features about him do include the fact that his eyes are, instead of being almost kind of cat-like, you know, uh, fey, almost native eye, almost cat-like of most hobgoblins. His are much more draconic, where the pupils aren't quite as slitted and they're a bit more fiery, almost, for lack of a better word. They don't glow, of course, but they appear in light to be more reflective and fiery to an extent. And you can see every time he walks, especially in the wind, city of wind. I know we're protected from many harsh elements, but as it moves, I know it gets some pretty strong gusts occasionally on some of the decks that are intended for that purpose. When this cloak flaps around in his clothing, sometimes you can see a little bit of exposed under most of his clothing, and going up a little bit onto his hands. Even there are a dark orange bordering on red, kind of just scales. They're not as thick looking as like a dragon's, of course, dragon having massive plated scales, but they're still somewhat comparable to your average lizard, snake type almost scales. More so, they do look so draconic, but they're not as thick as a dragon scales, of course. That would be insane. You'd be massive. But yeah, so that's what he looks like. Wearing a garb of very much so colorful, almost darker than you'd usually want for desert travel, but we're in the City of Wind right now, so it makes sense. Darker dyed clothing, dark blues and blacks, mostly tiny bit of red maybe here and there, but his skin's red, kind of would clash together. So mostly just dark blacks and blues.
So as you're walking through, this swirl of sand rises from the ground, and this small, almost looks like a gnome made of sand, and he'll pop up and
Red
he'll
cap,
raise his
red.
hands up to you, and he says, "Hello, Nilmog." And in your mind, you kind of give a sigh as this is a new uh, thing Mirage is trying out. Seem to be small bits of Mirage that'll
Mhm,
pop up. They have his mannerisms and his voice, but they also seem to be somewhat independent.
mhm.
Um, just depending on how far away they are from him. But this little
And I
gnome will
imagine the less of him, the further away, the quirkier they get.
Mhm. And this little gnome will kind of the crevices in the sandstone streets you walk on, the sand will gather, and this little gnome made of sand will pop up. Hello, Nilmog. I I'm so sorry to bother you on your day off, but I must speak to you at once. Uh,
Always willing to serve, sir.
Meet me in my grand library.
Right away, I
And
assume.
immediately, please. And the gnome will poof and fall back into sand. And you open up these grand doors, and before you stands uh, a a tall, swirling figure. He looks like a man, but his face seems to change in different ways. Sometimes taking the forms of a woman or different races or animals that roam around the valley. And then as his body shifts, it shifts in between being maybe purely just this dust devil figure, or having arms, or maybe even having forearms and a leg, or being a full animal at some point. Mirage is a very uh, ever shifting. He's ever shifting, just like the desert. Oh, good to see you, Nilmog. I am glad you came with
Great
such
voice.
haste. I I appreciate your enjoyment of my servant, and that you listened to
Of
him
course, my
quite
lord.
well. Do you like him better than the letters?
Well, I must say, it definitely is quicker, gets the message out. I don't have to spend time opening it, especially if my hands are full. So
That
it is
is
not all
exactly what
downsides,
I
that's for sure.
thought. They do not do so well in the pool, though. I tried, and poor guy, he ended up as a pile of mush.
I
Um,
imagine that was probably uncomfortable coming back to you.
he did not. Unfortunately, I believe he is still spending his time there being trodden on. But regardless, uh, I do have a pressing concern for you. You know the Library of Light, of course, and you know this library is a collection of tomes and religious scriptures that Mirage just finds entertaining. They're ones that he has basically disavowed himself. Uh, really, none of the religions of this area are present in this library. As one, he finds it
Nice.
kind of ill faith to put religions of the area in his collection of
Actual.
entertaining
Yeah.
scriptures, and
Oh, I see this
two,
one.
two because he likes to just have stuff that people don't know. He likes to draw people into the city. They can go read religious texts wherever they want, but if they want to read these ones, they gotta come to the City of Wind. Uh, I I believe we have some unwanted guests.
Unwanted guests.
If you, I know you haven't ventured out of the city in a bit, or
This is the last delivery.
and I'm not sure on how many of the shipments have actually ran into these persistent threats, but I'm sure you've heard whisperings. There's a looming eldritch presence in
Of
the
course.
in the valley. It bothers me. I find it disgusting. I it taints my desert, and it ruins its beauty, and it's simply not entertaining.
Well,
I
I must say when we land, when the patrols land in order to make trade here or there with those who flag us down, I have seen some of these individuals skirting the backgrounds of groups, avoiding trying not to be seen as much there.
they're
As sometimes they're as nervous of us as we are of them.
they are cowards indeed. their strange appearances are uh, they bring them great shame, I feel, but they made that sacrifice, and I do not blame them. Not that I would do anything like that myself. I don't think they have anything to offer me of particular entertainment, but I feel as if it is entertaining in and of itself to take on risk, and I would guess that for mortals, it is entertaining to take on a bit of risk in your life. So
You
I
cannot change form as much as you can.
I do know it is a shame. It is one of the great shames of how creation made its way into the mortal realm. I do I do find the ones of you who can change their appearance at will particularly entertaining. I've read great tomes of them. I'm not sure how many are present in this valley, but on the mainland, I know there are quite a few. So I would like to see one someday. I feel like it'd be quite entertaining. Well,
I might like to know.
I've talked far too much. I know your time is valuable. I know you enjoy your day off. But like I said, the Library of Light contains um how do I say, they're impersonators, and I don't think these are changelings in particular. I believe I believe these people are of eldritch nature, and not the ones who simply hide in the shadows. Although these ones are hiding, there's a more nefarious reason that they're here. And he'll turn around and he'll shift down to the ground and shift his sandstorm into legs and start walking around his library looking for some tome. Uh, Nilmog, I trust you in uncovering. I'm not sure how many there are, but I believe there's more than one. They've disguised themselves as just general people, but I know you have a particular knack in uh, telling who someone is or um, reading a person. You are very good at the whole person thing.
You grow up around
Mainly
you grow
why
up
I hired you.
you grow up stuck around people, all of them more jealous of you. It tends to happen.
Exactly. And
You need to know who's
I
gonna
couldn't
stab you in the
relate
back.
even more. Uh, but I this task should be pretty easy for you. I'm sorry to interrupt your day off, but if you could go these interlopers, uh, you may dispatch them however you want. You may throw them off the city, cut them down where they stand, or simply, I don't know, drown them in the pool. Whatever uh, tickles your fancy, as they say. Uh,
I'll make sure to let Ralph know to clean up any messes.
thank you. And make sure the guests are away from the pool if you do any drowning. Uh, but
Of course,
yes,
which you all think is part of the act.
if you could make your way at haste to the Library of Light, dispatch of these individuals, and yeah, just return to me once they're dealt with, and you may continue your day.
As you wish.
Make your way over to the Library of Light. You open these grand doors, and there's around 9 people in here bustling about, which is fairly typical. Not a ton of people spend time in this area. Um, really, the religious texts aren't as interesting to other people as they are Mirage, but there are some people who are interested in religions of uh, the worlds beyond, and uh,
I probably
also a
myself
lot of
spent a lot of my earlier days here reading upon what the other nations have to write about the
yeah,
Ancient
and
Temple and such.
there's some more studied folk who like being here who just like gaining the information. So yeah, as you look around, everyone seems fairly normal from where you stand at the moment. But
All right.
uh,
And is this the map you have open?
yep, this
Cool.
is
I
the
was gonna
Library of
ask
Light.
quick rough head counts and whatnot, but I can just see them here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 others, but give or take.
You look around and you recognize one man. You recognize this guy right here, uh, with the check mark next to him.
Yep,
You
I
know
see.
this man owns property in the
Okay.
some of the upper levels of the city of Wind, and you look him up and down, and this looks like the guy.
Transferring to combat.
Logan, I'm gonna start burning some sorcery points, okay? To start casting message as subtle spelled, so no one knows I'm casting a spell. And I'm gonna start messaging people, pretending to be something, speaking to them. Intruder detected. Depart immediately.
She'll look around and she'll uh, take this scroll from out of like the shelf that she's looking at, and she'll hurriedly like make her way down the aisle
And I'll pretend to be
and
something that she
yeah,
has.
make her way past you and give me a perception check.
Yeah. Passive of only 9. So -1 normally. Let's see what I roll though.
Or investigation, since you are kind of
Oh.
looking at this lady.
Hell yeah. 14.
Yeah, so
Not
you
great.
you look at her and you notice it's a little odd. One of her eyes is like slightly lower than the other
Okay.
one. And you
More
notice
than
that as
sorry, I should have asked if I could do an insight on how she reacts to that message. I guess I
oh
should
yeah,
have
go
actually
for it
asked.
too.
Should have asked that one specifically. Only a 13.
13. Yeah, she seems kind of panicked by
Trying to
it.
see if it's more panic or confusion, yeah. And
Uh,
even a regular person could still be panicked by this, but just want to see if it's more
Yeah,
panic or confused.
she panicked by it. I mean, like
Mhm.
she put up, like grabbed her scrolls pretty quick, and but honestly, if you're told intruder alert,
That's why, yeah.
yeah. So,
Yeah, as
but she's a little funny looking.
As she's passing me, I will not just gonna grab the woman, but like reach out as she's like about to go by me and say, "If I could have your attention for one moment, if you wouldn't mind, ma'am."
She'll kind of
Didn't
jump a
expect
bit.
because I was doing something.
Oh, sorry, I must get back to my husband. He wanted some of these texts. He was really wondering what the Crimson Gulch was up to.
All right, I will and if she runs off, I'll do something about that. But I'm gonna try and hold her here. I'm assuming she's still gonna for a second. I'll run off. But and I'm gonna show her, because you said that the hilt of Embercleave in itself might count as almost kind of a symbol of authority. I'm not reaching for it, but I will like kind of display it as being like a, like almost like an officer pulling a badge type thing. Be like, no, I really think I need to ask you some questions, man, if you don't mind. I can walk
Yeah,
with you if you need.
That's fine. Sure, we can go somewhere. I'm really just here to study up. My husband's from the area, and I just wish to know more about his religion.
And who would your husband be? Does he own some property here or something in the city? Has he been here long?
He's from the to the east, the Crimson Gulch. He used to be a practitioner when he was younger, but now that he's moved here, he fails to practice anymore, and I feel it makes him sad. So, any tomes here I can find would be beneficial to just strengthening our love.
Now I actually almost am just genuinely interested in this conversation as much as trying to do my job here to an extent, a little bit. But I'll let her know. Well, that's actually quite the coincidence then. Well, hey, hopefully we can help each other out here, and this is all just a false alarm. But that is quite interesting. May I see what that scroll is that you have?
Uh, sure. And she'll hold out this scroll, and as she
Mhm.
unfurls it, you notice that it's not even really like um, a scroll about anything in particular. It seems to be like she's snatched one of the like scrolls that kind of tell
Transcript?
you like where all the other scrolls are. Like she just grabbed
Okay.
something at random.
Like crap. You know the term for it. Not a syllabus, but something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
And give me
Okay.
a what's your passive perception? 9, you said?
9,
Okay.
slightly below average. Yeah. Not crazy below, but below average. Lowest you can have in a D&D character. Yeah, I will go. I think you might have grabbed the wrong scroll, ma'am.
Oh, and she'll look down at. Sorry, I don't even know what came across. I don't even know how to describe it. I must
Would
have just
I?
grabbed the wrong thing.
I'm sorry, ma'am, but I'm gonna have to ask you some more questions. If you mentioned that you need to go do something, if you have any friends here that need to come along too, or if you need to gather any people that you came here with, I'm sure we can take this to a second location if you need. But I need to ask you some questions. So you
Oh,
are unfortunately not free to go at the moment.
I was here alone. But I don't think my husband would be okay with me walking off with strangers.
Ma'am, I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to come with me.
And she'll look around, and you see this eye is like slowly starting to move, like, and creep down her face, as like it's gotten
Yeah.
like half an inch lower on her face.
That's
Um,
fucking yeah.
and she'll look around, and it's now with this eye that's like obviously moved down. It's pretty clear where she's looking
Mhm.
at, and she'll look. It's darting glances to this lady, and at this point, this lady right here has stood up out of her chair
Oh, I see that.
and is looking up towards you. And then this man right here has kind of you notice that he's like doing the thing where he's like holding up a book, but his eyes are peering over.
Yeah, the book's
Uh,
upside down. No, I'm kidding.
mhm.
Yeah.
But none of the other people really seem to be too
Okay.
concerned with this conversation
Um,
that's happening.
I must ask you to follow me and some of the others out of here, if you will. I don't think you
And-
want to make a scene.
I don't think you want to make a scene. And her
By your initiative.
yeah, she'll kind of crack into this smile. It, I'm aware of who you are. We have no business with you.
Can
We're
I just full on cut her off mid dialogue?
make your attack.
I'll draw Embercleave, and as I draw it, it's not your classic. What's the flame tongue? Is the name of the legendary sword that's used all the time?
Yeah.
Something like that. It's not your flame tongue coated in flames or your lightsaber glowing. As I draw it, there was no glow coming out of the scabbard before, but now it seems to just fully be glowing like it's been sitting in a forge, not long enough to reach smithing temperature by any means, but sitting in a forge long enough to gain a definite glow to it. Maybe a couple of inches of bright light, even if that. But it is just still solid black with that glow on it, and it almost ripples the heat with ripples the air with heat when it passes quickly through. And yeah, I will draw that blade, and I will two-handed slash at this lady, in quotation marks. 21 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Okay, with that, as I mentioned, yeah, the blade. I gotta go double check on my bonus actions real quick. As a bonus action before that, actually, I will activate my innate sorcery feature. You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
and as I do that, that same kind of heat aura around the blade almost seems to be happening around me now. Like, not that I'm gonna hurt anyone standing next to me, but that touching me would be quite unpleasant, and I almost kind of now radiate a bit of heat around me and myself as well. So if you don't mind, then I will roll that Embercleave attack with advantage because it is a
you're
sorcerer
good.
spell. Just 22 then, so no crit, just one crit, of course. 22 to
Mhm.
hit.
Yeah, that's a hit.
Alrighty. I will go ahead and have her take then. Do you care about types of damage? I will call it radiant damage on the sword attack and then a bunch of additional fire. Any
No.
Okay.
Uh,
Because you know
okay,
how
that's
Eldritch Knight and Hexblades work now is that it doesn't just do magical damage for overcoming resistances. It now does your choice of radiant, psychic, necrotic, or one of the three. So I will choose radiant damage, and the rest will be fire.
Yeah.
And it will do 20 damage.
20 damage. Give me one sec.
As I slice into her with this almost as I draw the sword, and it doesn't seem to be too much fire on it, but then I seem to mutter some kind of spell wielding the weapon, and that definitely has flames.
Slash across her chest, and as it's almost like opening up a zipper on something, you slash across the skin of this woman, and her it's almost
Yum.
as if this something bursts forth from her chest, and her bones like her joints twist back into unnatural things, and these long protrusions come out of her body, and it lets out this shriek, and you almost have to cover your ears, but it's not quite deafening. And she'll fly back
It's not even safe.
she'll fly back 10 feet, and yeah, basically like there, and fall like 10 feet, so she takes a d6.
1d6. Yeah. And falls prone, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so she took 4 damage, 4 bludgeoning.
Yippee!
And she's bloodied at the moment. You see as this thing crunches against the ground. One of its arms is just totally mangled. And
All right.
this dude right here is going to freak out. He's going to start running. I'll have them act. Actually, I'm going to roll for the.
Presumably the civilians would actually go last, I think. But reacting to this,
Well, they didn't go last anyway.
All right. Before my turn is over, I was going to go impose myself between the lady and the man.
Yeah,
And then went my turn. The suspicious lady. Although he might be one too
Yeah.
if he backstabs me. Fuck me.
On your turn,
Hope not. It might be rolled bad.
I will actually replace them.
Yeah, with the token.
mhm.
Because it's pretty obvious on those ones now. They're all kind of blah.
Yeah. These ones will follow suit. They see you as you slash and slam back this woman who bursts open, and they'll follow suit. It's a less horrific transformation, but it's still their bodies splitting and changing into these abominations. And this guy is going to make, the guy next to you is going to make an attack against you. Not very great. A 14 to hit.
Nope.
Okay, and he's
And
gonna
just
try to
went
hit.
close though. My AC is not crazy high.
Gonna try to hit you again. It's gonna be an 8. Rolled quite low.
Not high either though.
Yeah, this guy will go 1, 2. He's going to actually jump off this, take some damage. It's gonna take 3 damage, and you see as this thing starts to like climb up this bookshelf, almost being able to stick to these walls.
Okay. I was gonna ask if it's like climb speed level climbing or just doing a good job of it. But it was like climb speed.
2, jump,
That's terrifying.
take some damage. 1 bludgeoning.
I love the jumping. It's so funny. And if you just mark shit tons of low HP of non-meaningful HP.
I don't know. Maybe you'll have some guys who ended up at 1 HP.
You know what?
And
You
then
know what? If that happens, I'll eat my
These
words.
guys go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
Okay.
9, 10,
thought I didn't.
11, 12.
Thought I might have forgotten
Okay.
shield for a second there.
All right. It is your turn.
Humans.
Or I guess citizen's turn. Yeah. This guy is just going to book it. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
just kind of-
10, 11, 12.
If they're
This
not
guy's-
actively attacking the people could probably just leave. You don't want to manage them.
10, 11, 12. That guy made it out.
There is an exit up here on the second story, right up north. It looks like there is.
That's like a stained glass window, but
Oh, it's not an exit. Okay.
nah. This guy's gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and you see him like crouch behind that bookshelf.
Mhm.
Kind of like 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 10, 11, 12. He's out.
Oh, so just get out. If they're not actively attacking civilians.
This guy's also out,
That's good.
and that guy's pretty close to the exit.
I will go ahead and let's say the one that's closer to the wall, further to the right. I will bonus action hex that boy. The one that I hex, then I will attack him. I will hit with advantage from innate sorcery still. That would be a 27.
But
So it takes a total of 18 damage. I rolled bad. And then I will cleave feature into the companion next to him. Be a 23 to hit.
that'll hit.
14 damage. And then the cleaved creature will also take from the fire coming off of the first guy from the green flame blade. He will also take 25 more fire damage.
20 more
30
fire damage.
34 total on the second target and 18 total on the first target.
This guy's better climb. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4,
And
5.
step up this thing.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. This one directly in
All right,
front of you
Here comes the punishment.
is going to swing. These things seem like they're very good at all fighting together. The
that
weave
guy
of
is-
tentacles seems to blur together. Okay, that is going to be the first one's going to roll a 23 to hit you.
So I wouldn't know the number technically. I would just know it hit. I will still cast shield
Oh,
because
I
I don't
see.
quite know what it is. All good. I will cast shield. Let me mark off which spell slot that is. And then I have a armor class of 22 at the moment.
Good.
All right, it hits me. Cool.
Yeah, but still casting shield.
Yeah, yeah. Still
Uh,
casting. Yes, duration still up. My
that
armor
makes
class is
sense.
22 for this turn now.
Gonna be a 20, so he will miss. That other guy's gonna get a 24. I'll roll for damage on the first guy. 8 bludgeoning damage.
Oh, bludgeoning. Cool.
And the other guy's gonna deal what is that? Also 8 bludgeoning.
Consistent. I like it. Thank
Then
God they have a crit
multi-attack.
with advantage. I'm terrified for the crit.
Multi-attack from him. That'll miss. That'll also miss. Second guy's multi-attack will be at 22, so that'll hit.
Beats it, beats it.
Yeah. And then third guy will be at 23, so he'll also hit.
Ow.
So you take 8 again,
That's funny.
and then 8 again. So
Wow. Okay, that's half my HP. That's funny. That's funny, the consistency there. I will cleave. Cleave has to be. So the ones to the left are 4 health. So it doesn't matter which one. I'll just go on directly to his left. I'll cleave into that one.
Okay.
And he will. Yeah, if he gets hits, he will take 27 to hit.
27 hit.
All right.
Man,
he
you
will
have
take.
what do you have a +9?
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah,
I
that
was like,
makes plus
man,
2.
you're close to critting.
He'll take. No, I'm not going to crit yet. I'm going with advantage, of course, too, from the innate sorcery. So almost. I'm about due for a crit. Soon. That will be 13. I forget that is the type of damage. Yeah, 13 damage on him.
Okay.
And the flame can jump to any. Has to be the same target. The flame will jump to that same target, to the originally 4 health one, and he'll take another 16 damage. That will max.
How much does the jump do?
1d8 plus 8.
Wow. Oh yeah, because you do like a fuck ton more fire damage, and like
Yep.
yeah, you get out your charisma too.
Mm-hmm. Agonizing glasses. I get out my charisma and the.
Sorry, use that one more time.
Intelligence.
13. How
16
much damage? 16 damage.
was the second one. The first one was 13. Yeah, the fire jump did more damage than the
He-
actual cleave.
He took
greatsword would do.
13 off the cleave and then 16 off the jump.
Yes, which
Okay.
is funny. That the sword going into him hurt less than the fire, but it is what it is.
So 29 damage total. He is
Onto that one.
bloodied.
And the other one got hit for
Lit.
something. 19. I don't know. But I will also disappear in sand, and I will appear here.
This guy's gonna come up, spider climb up once more, and these guys are gonna
Hey, 10, 10.
rush over, and they're all kind of like piling up on this, just trying to all reach you. But they're really not. They're also not very smart. So
Slightly
they're kind
below
of just
human average.
yeah. It's gonna be a 21 to hit you.
All right. So I would know it's a hit. I will cast shield again.
Oh yeah, keep forgetting.
You're all good. You're all good.
Okay.
I'll cast shield again. So 22. Hey,
Yeah.
doesn't hit. Woo.
He's gonna multi-attack you, which is also gonna be a 21.
Jesus Christ. Oh, okay. I thought you said 20.
The advantage is the real kicker here. Having the pack tactics.
That's why I was trying to narrow thin the crowd as much as I could.
Guy just
Fair enough, though.
So,
I attacked them
an-
with advantage. You attacked me with advantage. Fair is fair.
an absolute beast and rolled 2 18s. 'Cause he's just the goat, I guess.
God damn.
He's gonna deal. Oh yeah, if my dice didn't.
Cool. I know
on
they're
the
plus
floor.
+5, Logan. Haha.
Yeah, now you know. He's gonna deal 10 bludgeoning to you.
Oh, all my temp HP gone. Perfectly.
A thwack. That guy's also gonna hit. Quite low though. He'll deal 5 bludgeoning to you.
Okay. Yeah, so the hexed one I will hit, or try to hit, you know what I mean? Ember
Okay.
cleave him. Same old.
It's
Well,
dead. How do you
bench.
want to kill it? Oh, I guess.
Oh,
hit it.
wow. If I hit it. Actually, lowest I rolled today, 16.
That'll hit.
Yippee! Do you even need me to roll damage?
It's
Okay.
3 HP.
Oh, yeah, okay. I mean, yeah, very simple. Just cut through. Almost seems to. People always say, "Oh, the lightsaber would cauterize the wound instantly, stop him bleeding." Yeah, that's not how that works, buddy. Yeah, I would cut through him and just sear all the innards on the way from the flame. And I'm gonna have the flame actually. It doesn't need to be within 5 feet of me, just 5 feet of the target. It's gonna hit the guy behind him.
Okay.
Which is really cool. And he will take 12 fire damage. And the one in the back will be shoved back again, 10 feet, falling.
Right, so that guy dies. The guy
There's
behind
just
him
no save
takes
on that. Green Flame Blade
12.
just guarantees to hit the second person if you hit the first one, and then the push is
12
guaranteed.
fire to the guy behind him.
Yep.
And he dies because of the bludgeoning.
so,
So, yeah, you knock him back and he just goes crack and he's
just
splats
just for
on the
context,
floor.
Logan. You know what that technically means? There could be a deity right there, and then there could be a cockroach next to him. If I attack the cockroach, the deity's guaranteed push 10 feet if I hit the cockroach. That's kind of funny. I never thought about that. I will also then cleave into this guy to the left, just in front of me, directly in front of me.
Okay.
See if I hit. 16 again.
That will also hit.
Ready.
Yeah.
He will take 12 damage. Makes a radiant fire.
Dead.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, again, just slice right through him.
I'm going to move 5 feet forward, as if I'm going to pretend to charge this guy. And then I'm going to misty step right behind him to the other hold post over there. Just full on charge at him, and then poof, in a puff of sand again. And I'll gain some temp HP, and that's your turn.
Yeah, this guy is going to, I guess, disappear. He's gonna.
Honestly, the scariest thing you tell me, honestly.
He's gonna jump down, take a little bludgeoning damage.
They are stupid, aren't they?
5.
Direct line.
1, 2, climb up. Gander himself behind you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You could barely make it.
Damn it. Should have moved further. Ah, well. Tactics. No.
The guy above you is going to miss and then roll a 19.
I will not know what that is, but it's a hit, and I will shield.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
You're good. It doesn't matter too much.
Yeah, he's going to multi-attack.
You're good.
And that will barely hit.
Yeah, multi attack with advantage is just
Very low damage, though.
Dang.
5 bludgeoning.
Oh, once again, just dusting me off. God damn. It's to the number how much I'm rolling for this temp HP.
And you have 21 AC right now?
22.
Okay, that guy's going to miss with his first attack. And miss with the second one. As they're just battering against this big old... What is your shield? Like a swirl of sand?
The shield actually would be more so almost kind of a light, almost a frame of scaled light around.
Oh, nice.
It's a sorcerer spell, not warlock on that one. So I'm keeping track of which spells are from which class.
Oh, yeah.
Flavors. Yeah, I'm
the guy in
gonna
front
get
of you is your
angry.
hex target, and
No one is, because I let wear off.
oh, you did. Okay.
Oh. Yeah. Didn't wait, I just did. It does take a bonus action to check.
Yes,
Baldur's
yeah, the
Gate
guy
is
in
a free
front of-
action. I've played too much Baldur's Gate recently.
The guy in front of you is the healthy guy.
Alrighty. Alright. I'm angry, Logan.
Okay.
I'm gonna do this first. I'm gonna quicken spell Green Flame Blade using 2 sorcery points to do it as a bonus action.
Okay.
I forgot I could do this. Give no proof. Let's take 2. Yeah, so I will swing. I will extra. What would that be? Yeah, I almost need to gain a kind of grace to myself immediately. A speed of grace, almost carving through the wind with no resistance. Actually, maybe have both. As I bonus action, Green Flame Blade, the one directly in front of me, the healthy one.
Mhm.
Ooh, wow. Really bad. 13 to hit.
That will miss, actually.
Alright, I will use, when that misses, I will use, not many allies within 30 feet of me, but there is myself. So I will use my Hobgoblin Fortune of the Many to add +1 for all my allies around me. Does a 14 hit?
It does not.
Damn, worth the shot, right? If I had allies. 27.
That'll hit.
Alrighty. And you will take 20 damage. Makes a radiant fire.
He is dead.
Oh, the full health one? Or healthier one?
Oh, you attacked the healthier one first?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay,
Attacking
he's
the
not
one
dead.
directly in front of me. North. And then I will cleave into the second target.
Alright.
Off. Yeah, okay. 21 to hit. You will take 11 damage. And then the fire will jump to that same one that took 11 damage, and he will take 10 fire damage.
21 total.
Yep, to the second guy, and 20 to the one in front of me. So 20 and 20.
He's dead. Going to your right.
Yippee!
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He can't reach us, so he's gonna dash.
I got below half HP. I will be a scumbag. 21 to hit.
That'll hit. How you want to kill this guy?
19 damage. This one, I'm gonna just full on seeing he's weak and unsteady and just charge after me. I'm just gonna full on smack him off the side with the flat side sword.
Yeah, and he just crunches against the ground.
This is gonna be the fire damage. We'd have to kill him.
Yeah, and as this guy hits the ground, you notice as he hits, his body like crumples up into this ball and then bursts into this tiny crimson flame. And all the other ones will kind of like, I guess the best way to describe it is like ooze towards this red flame, this red crimson flame, and eventually settle their way into, and it's not spreading, it's just sitting there.
Just
And
healing.
yeah, and when you like glancing towards this flame, I give you a wisdom saving throw.
Oh wow. Wisdom saving throw. You don't want on my modifier, bud. I rolled an 8.
Yeah. So you feel as like it feels like these flames shoot towards you, but as they would hit you, you don't feel any heat. You just your mind fills with this red vision, and this woman's hand stands outstretched towards you, and she says, "Hello, child of the desert. I I'm eager to see that you were able to cull those weak and pathetic creations. Shameful that they weren't able to accomplish their task, but nonetheless, I feel you're quite useful instead." She'll hold out this hand to you, and the hand is strange. It has a sixth finger on it, and her nails are painted like a bright scarlet. She'll hold out her hand. "Take your hand, or take my hand, child, and I can make you something great, something better."
I have no idea who or what you are, or whether you're here or not, but you do not belong here. This is no place for you.
I am the maker, and I belong everywhere. I create and I also destroy. It's either you live with me or die in opposition.
I don't seem to be with you, and I don't seem to be dead yet.
Not yet, but as my forces go stronger and as the morale of the desert grows weaker, I will take my roots.
I would recommend you do not anger the one I serve.
Oh, he's pleasant, isn't he? Much too foolish to actually do anything worth of substance. If he could even substantiate anything. He's not even physical, no?
Enough.
Oh, well, another sad rejection for me. And you'll see as this flame starts growing, and now it is actually starting to scorch the floorboards. As
Okay.
before, it was not doing anything.
Unexpected flame in the library. I would recommend immediate response. These scrolls are flammable. I will try to my best to contain for now. By the way.
You send this message, and uh, a halfling and a dwarf in sand appear in front of you, and one seems slightly like, uh, I guess, one looks like it's made out of mud instead of sand, and they'll look in front of
Extra
you, and
useful.
they'll look towards each other, and they'll look down at the flame, and they'll, "Nilmog, you didn't start this fire, did you?"
Of course not. I tried to keep collateral to a minimum, but things did not go as expected.
Ah. And the dwarf will kind of give a sigh and push the gnome,
Yeah, no, that's
the slightly damp gnome into this fire, and he'll kind of whoosh all over the flame and go immediately out, and he'll sit back up, and he's back to his dry,
Well,
blustery self after drying off. Uh,
I'm gonna. You must be more careful. Water damage to a skull can be almost as bad as, or steam damage to a skull can be almost as bad as the fire itself.
and then the dwarf will kind of swirl down, and the two figures will combine into a more human figure, and it'll well, Nilmog, I'm quite surprised that you were able to deal with that so quickly. I thought that would take all day. But
I'm visibly bloodied. I'll say, and I expected it not to hurt as much.
Yes, but I knew you were the right one for the job. If you return to my chambers, I have a visitor for you, someone you might want to see.
Who's that Pokemon?
Nilmog,
So,
Nilmog, as you push open these grand doors, uh, Mirage stands there, and a short man around 5'4". Thornwaltz, uh,
Yeah,
describe yourself
so
a bit.
and
you see
what you do?
crouched near these kind of sand things and just kind of letting them run over his arms that are kind of bare to the knee. I almost just called elbows arm knees. That are bare to the arm knees. Uh, and you see this kind of black ink of two sleeves of tattoos that run along each forearm and kind of form this pattern of thorns and vines and an occasional rose that run up and down his arm. Um, he's kind of a little bit less well dressed than you probably would have seen him before. Just kind of this vest and shirt and these pristine white pants, boots, all the kind of fun things. And at his hip, he still has this kind of nice ivory polished handle of a 44 long Colt.
And all the little methods and fairies are running around, and they're welcome, welcome. We're so glad you're here. It's so
Well, I
good to
am.
see you, Thornwaltz.
He's very fine to see all y'all little ones too.
And Mirage will turn around, and he'll say, "Well, it's good to see you, Nilmog. I'm glad you dealt with
As
that
requested.
sufficiently. I hope my operations weren't too much of a bother. I hope they helped you clean up your mess."
Unusual to see you up here. What business brings you here today?
Unusual to
this
see you
business, though, I
so
would not be shopping.
bruised and battered. And he just kind of lays a hand on, and it kind of glows this iridescent, like colorless pale light, and it just kind of lessens the bruises and such. However,
Well, some of us know. And Mirage will
That
shift
is
in
true.
between a bunch of different figures between men and women and animals, and legs, multiple legs, no legs. Well,
I
for
get it
some of
now.
us.
I get it now.
And he'll
I
gesture
understand
towards
your name.
his many methods.
I came to Mirage specifically because I am looking for some folks who would help me on a job I have been propositioned to. And
What
your
would this
name?
job be?
There is some information in it for y'all, and I know how much y'all like that.
I do, Nilmog. And he'll flick this letter towards you, uh, and kind of gust it along a breath of sand. Read this in your private time, but I have a little errand for you to run while you're out. You can excuse yourself for as long as necessary. Uh, if you find it, you may return it to one of the dragons. Someone else will tend to them, but expect more letters in the future. But, you know, honestly, you've deserved a bit of a vacation, a stay away, as they call it.
Well, I'm not sorry to interrupt you there, Mirage. I wouldn't call this much of a vacation.
I can
Yeah,
see how Nilmog likes, as I know humans call cutting heads. Um,
There might be a unfair amount of that. Yes.
See, he'll have fun.
it seems I have a leave of absence. What type of information, if I may ask?
The sword that turns folks into beasts, abominations, and all sorts of wretched things. Kind of things that folks talk about around campfires late at night.
That's it. I'd be like, I'm just like, and I'm implying like, that's an odd coincidence of timing.
He'll
Mirage
give
will.
you as much of a smile as he can, a gesture in his sandy visage, and he'll say, well, "You are right, Nilmog. And that is why I send you out, because I have no vast library on these nasty creatures. In fact, I've asked some of the servants around here to construct a library with some knowledge of these creatures. However, it is quite the sad library, if you could call 2 or 3 books an actual library. So that's one of the objectives I would say I have for you, is to collect just general information. You know what I like. Uh, anything
I'll make sure
entertaining, really.
make sure to
Uh,
stock up before I leave.
if it's boring, don't let me know. I don't care. Uh,
I
and
I don't.
again, you don't have to catch the City of Wind. I I feel staying here for the moment is in my best interest. I I'm quite preoccupied with something, which you will see in my letter, and it's a bit limiting my ability to move the city about. I also have other things I'm attending to that, and I feel leaving the city in a more permanent place may be better for business, as they call it. As though if I had use for human treasures. But regardless, I take too much
Especially
precious
if I
time
found
of your gladly dressed friend here,
Aggie.
and he will fly up to uh, some of the higher reaches of the shelf and uh, concern himself with his texts.
You will not find me there. I have some other folks I need to round up before I make it there myself. As
I'll
I
tend to.
expect this to be a rather challenging endeavor.
All right. Where can I meet you there?
Coyote's Rest, Snakebite Tavern.
Sounds good.
Kind of man inside named Snakebite Joe. Don't look at his eye, he don't like it. Aside from that.